You guys are going to really like the videos tonight.
This must be a friendship that only we shall have.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Well, hello, Mr. Fenton. Why, oh, why didn't I get to sleep? A big problem.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the 623rd Monday Night Comedy Show. Give it up for your host, Andrew Danger Brittleson.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to the show! Welcome to the big black void where no one can hear you scream. This is the Monday Night Comedy Show coming to you live from NanoTako Studios in beautiful North Minneapolis. That's right. That's right. And you just saw J Money, the motherfucking hawk. He's actually so close. I can. I can't believe we've made it to 623 shows. Can you even believe it, internet? No.
So amazed.
This is Whitey, the Monday Night Comedy Show comedy bear. He starts every show off like it is his destiny by dying in a violent manner. If you have a comedy show bear at home, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, let's Just a little off the top. Just climb up those ropes. Here we go. All right. It gets funner and funner after every time.
We've been doing this probably for a decade.
I love it.
The show is turning 14 years old next week, guys. It's our 14th anniversary. What? You can clap more about that.
I'm enthralled by your visage and listening to you talk.
My visage?
Yeah, like what you look like.
Thank you. I know what visage is.
You know.
Look, if you put his head back, it looks like he has a cape made of blood and entrails. That's fun.
Yay.
Folks, we have such a good show tonight, and you are welcome in advance because we have just the best of the best, great friends from near and far, and old friends, young and old. I have no idea what I'm doing. As usual, 623 of these, and I don't know nothing. But that's okay, because I own the rights, because one day I wrote The Monday Night Comedy Show in an envelope, and I mailed it to myself, and that was in 2007, and that's good enough in the court of law. I think, at least I'm on a fringe festival forum. Anyway, let's read the book club, which is Picture Me Famous, the story of Stephanie Tanner, the middle daughter from TV's Full House. What? From page 42. And I've asked everybody involved in this show to read tonight, and nobody wanted to. So everybody put your hands together for Jason Kruger, who's going to read page 42.
Yay, Jason!
Jason. Poked a fork into the slab of meatloaf in front of her, lifted it up, and flipped it back down on her plate. Allie laughed. Meatloaf Flip, she repeated, shaking her head. What a joker you are, Steph. Yeah, Stephanie said. I should give Joey some new material. I complain about hearing the same old joke so much. Suddenly, Stephanie had a great idea. That's it, she cried. What's that? Allie asked, her head cocked. My new talent. The Meatloaf Flip? Allie asked in bewilderment. I didn't know you were looking for a new talent, Darcy said. Am I missing something? Just a sense of humor, Stephanie teased happily. Stephanie felt better than she had in days. Even Amber Armstrong didn't bother her so much anymore.
I fucking hate Amber.
So, do you want to go rollerblading with us this afternoon? Darcy asked. I'd like to, Stephanie said eagerly, but I should get home and talk to Joey before everyone else shows up. What do you want to talk to him for? Allie asked. I thought those dumb jokes of his make you crazy. Hey, that was me.
Cut it out.
That was Jason Kruger reading page 42. Oh my God. Not to foreshadow too much, but I think Stephanie's still trying to be famous, and she's going to approach her Uncle Joey for help. What'll happen? Let's find out next week together as a family.
Yeah, but not all of it, just a page.
Don't read ahead, because if you do, fuck yourself. Because that's just pretty cool. I mean, seriously, we've done this for 42 weeks now.
Like, have some patience.
And you're going to read it you're going to sneak it at home under the covers with a flashlight and read in your home version.
Oh, I must know what happens with Amber Armstrong. Like, no, you must wait to find out what happens with Amber Armstrong.
Actually, she dies in a couple pages.
Really?
Yeah.
That is like the grossest hypocrisy.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
I mean, like,
deserved it.
It's really a bummer that it didn't line up with the anniversary show next week.
She knew too much.
Maybe page 43 is a real humdinger. Maybe for some reason the entire book ends on page 43, and we have to pick a new.
There's just filler.
A new book. I don't know.
It's just empty pages.
Maybe we will make it to 52 pages, and that way we can say we've done this for a year. I have a touch of the ADD, and I like shiny things. And shiny things to me are new books that are usually printed in the 90s and are sequels to hit movies. Anyway, enough about me. No, it's never enough about me. But golly gee, you know what? Let's travel, shall we? In our mind and in our hearts, and here on the internet. Let's go to someplace far away called St. Cloud, Minnesota. Oda. That's such a good intro. Matt Gorman, ladies and gentlemen! You look like you're in a space
I just love
capsule, Matt.
You just picked all the crazy eye photos. Just like like, they don't realize that doesn't indicate how stoned I am at most times. So that's I don't think that's a fair representation of who I am as a performer. I'm coming to you live from my Cadillac because I wanted to flex on the Monday night comedy show. I'm actually trying to impress Andy. I want to take him on a date. My wife thinks he's cute.
There you go.
That's a pre-show banter. Telling jokes like, what the fuck is he talking about? You guys, I'm fully vaccinated, and I think I'm legally obligated to say that I'm fully vaccinated, or else that I don't get the money from Bill Gates from forwarding all those emails in the early 2000s. At least I think that's how it works. I have to convince all of my friends and family to get it, and then I'm going to get those millions. Hotmail, I didn't give up on it, you guys, and neither should have you. No, people ask me all the time. They were like, what are the side effects like? What was it like? And I'm like, I'm a little tired. My arm is sore, but I have to say, my 5G hasn't been better. You know what, you guys, Monday Night Comedy Show, that's a lie. I can't afford a 5G phone. Oh, no, I'm from St. Cloud, Minnesota, where the pandemic never happened, or at least that's what every person that I serve fucking tells me. Yeah. Why do you think I'm in my car? No, I even had people who try to protest, which is it's weird to protest to a 16-year-old host. Do you really think that someone working for minimum wage part-time can like change a legislature? Is that how that works? I don't. There was weird protests. They would lie to your face and say they have a medical issue and they couldn't wear a mask 10 feet to a table, but then could drink 6 tall Bud Lights, 5 shots of Fireball, put down a thing of cheese curds and a hot fudge sundae. But that fucking 10 feet, that 10 feet walking to the table is going to murder them. The weirdest protest I had is I had a woman come in wearing a pair of Victoria's Secret panties on her face, and this is 100% true to God. It was one of the lacy pair, you know, like because she was trying to make a statement. And to exemplify that statement, she had a hat that said lions, not sheep. And I'm surprised I could see it because it was camouflage. No, but like I couldn't help but go up to her and go, "Excuse me, but which one of those are endangered again?" Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I see what you're trying to say here, but like, a Minnesota dentist has never caught flack for shooting a sheep. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's going on big game hunts to New Zealand. That's not happening. Fuck. No, as I mentioned, I work in the customer service industry. I'm a bartender. And right now there's a national shortage of restaurant workers, you guys. So please, if I can get anything, I'll be patient to anybody who works in the industry. Because the people who are left, we all have the worst Stockholm syndrome. Like, Karen is our captor, and we're here to serve mozzarella sticks. Okay, that's my life right now. I'm pouring Pinot Grigio for people who think the injection has a fucking tracking chip. Okay, that is what I have to do. But I have to say, my boss is really nice because they let me do 5 minutes to go use the restroom. They're actually really cool, you guys. Speaking of my restaurant, I had a wild week the other week. I was on the patio, and I got to say, I think people are getting more comfortable going out to restaurants. I think it is true because I actually had someone ask to speak to my manager. Nature is healing. No, but they pulled me over and they're really mad. They go, "Look over there in that planter box on our patio." And I look, and it is a used catheter with a bag of piss.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not my cut work. That same day, I had another table ask my manager to please have a female server.
Hey.
Yeah, because apparently my dick's going to get in the way as I serve their Mountain Dews. Just going to straight knock their Mountain Dews off the table. I was doing some retail shopping to kind of get over this experience the next day, and I'm in a thrift store in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and I look and I find a German beer stein, only it's a really nefarious German beer stein because it says blood and soil at the top.
Oh shit.
And then I realized that dealing with a bag of piss isn't the worst thing that you can hold in your hand.
Oh.
It's okay. The shopkeeper just goes, "Oh, thanks for letting me know this is blood and soil. This is probably worth a lot more." St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Oh, dang. Oh.
Yeah, that I helped a Nazi, you guys. Let's switch topics here. The other day, I had an odd breakfast, you guys. I had Sour Patch Kids cereal. I was drinking coffee with Flintstones Fruity Pebbles creamer. And then later that day, I had peanut butter and jelly wings. Okay. And here's the thing. 2 results. Number 1, I had the worst IBS of my adult life. Number 2, I came to a very important conclusion. The stoners have won the drug war, you guys. We did it. We did it. I forgot what it was that we were doing, but we did it, you guys.
That's why it took so long.
You know why it took so long? Because of my next joke. I had a friend who was stoned and texted me the other day and said, "Did you know that the Queen of England's corgis don't know that she's the Queen of England?"
You just know, man.
She's right. And then you start thinking about the fact that that's how corgis think that all dogs live. They're like, "Oh, you don't have a butler who announces you as you walk in?" Well, you mean, "Oh, Sir Thomas Wigglebottom III Esquire is entering the room now." But you know, you guys, pets are better than kids. I do have to say that. I know, weird transition, but we got to finish this strong. Pets are better than kids, everybody. You know why? Because your dog isn't going to be in a therapist's office in 30 years going, "Was I really a good boy?" My dad used to do this thing when we were playing catch where he'd throw the ball and then I'd run after it and it'd magically be back in his hand. And that's why I have trust issues and don't like men with beards. Like, you're not going to have to be dealing with that copay as a pet parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people get mad at me for saying that joke. But you guys, when the pandemic started, please correct me, which emptied out first, the Humane Society or orphanages? You know, that's not fair. That is not fair, you guys, because at least the Humane Society does the decent thing and puts down the unadoptable ones.
Oh.
Hey, you don't know if that kid has mange. Might be a biter. I'm going to finish with this. I miss vacations the most out of all this. I don't know about you guys. I miss traveling. I miss doing things. And I think I miss going to Wisconsin, which I don't think I'm ever going to go to again after all this shit. But I miss it because in Wisconsin, I mean, in Minnesota, I'm a chubby guy, but there I'm average at best. I can walk shirtless around the Wisconsin Dells and feel no shame. But here's why I really love Wisconsin and going through it. It's for their billboards, you guys. When I was there, I saw the following billboards, and this is where I'm going to end on. The first billboard says Ellsworth Cheese Curds, the cheese curds of Wisconsin. The second one says sort of pizza place for a town with far too many consonants and not enough vowels. The third one was for New Glarus beer to get yourself a spotted cow. And the last sign, and this is hand to God the truth, said, "The 3 signs you're having a stroke." And if there was any sense of like decency in the world, or just say like, "We'll see the 3 previous signs." My name is Matt Doima. This has been a blast, you guys. I love the Monday Night Comedy Show.
Humans of the internet, give it up for Matt Doima.
Matt Doima. I have a couple of questions before you go, Matt. Or you can hang around in your amazing-looking Cadillac because
big flex.
Seriously,
big flex.
Seriously, even you have somehow have more. What do you call those visors? How do you have nicer visors than you have more visors than I do in both seats of my car? Why there's like.
Well, that's just because you're a poor
visors.
Andy.
What is that? There's seriously.
I don't know. It is visors. There's a visor under the visor. There's lots of all the visors.
Nice. There you go.
We live in
That's
a glorious
apparently rich people just need to block the sun from all angles.
Wow.
Fuck
the sun, says Cadillac. That is nice. Wow, Matt. A couple of questions, not about your car, but just about you as a person.
Yeah, I'm Sagittarius.
Of course, no. We're taking questions from Amazing Poker Pepsi. Awesome questions to ask your friends, and you are a friend of ours, Matt. So please answer truthfully: sour cream, barbecue, cheddar chips, or other.
Barbecue.
Okay, that was actually wrong, but I appreciate you trying.
A lot of people get that wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people get that wrong.
Barbecue is tempting. It's not the right choice.
You never buy like a whole cube of barbecue Pringles, but you like if they're there, you'll have a couple. You know.
We didn't go into specific chip brands.
Nope. Next question.
Please don't talk back to me.
If you explain your answer, it's wrong.
Yeah, if you do explain it is wrong. Now, what is better, Matt? Asking questions or giving answers?
Asking questions?
I'll accept it. Yes, that is correct.
If you didn't say that in the form of a question, it would have been wrong. However.
Yeah, it was. If it was, you would have lost both. Yeah. And I mean, that's not a good start to the night, Matt.
He recovered from the barbecue thing really well.
He really did.
I think we can let him go.
Really did. If you're ever in the St. Cloud area, make sure it's on a Wednesday night at around 7 p.m. because you can go to the Keller Bar where Matt hosts Keller Bar. Keller Comedy Open Mic is what it's called. It's on Wednesdays. Doors are at 7. Sign-ups from 7 to 8:30, and the show is from 8:30 to 11 p.m. It's St. Cloud's hottest open mic on a Wednesday.
Yes. It's because I'm the host.
Because you're the host, Matt. And if you don't like open mics on Wednesdays in St. Cloud, Minnesota, I don't want to split the room, but we understand that there are some people out there. But why not listen to Matt's podcast, the Awful Service Podcast, available wherever you find podcasts, and especially listen to the one where I'm the guest because that's the best episode they've ever done.
Yes. True story. I think all but like 4 comics we've had on the show have been on the Monday Night Comedy show.
That'll happen when you have.
Who are those 4 comics?
14-year-old show.
Jeff Tate, Emily Fleming, Sean Jordan, and Blake Hammond.
Nice.
And those they're all out of state comics. That's why. That's the only.
That's less of a problem now.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's a good problem to have.
In fact, I believe I did my show, the episode that I was on, from my living room. So
yes.
Now we just have to call up those people. So thank you, Matt. One more time for Matt Doima.
Hey, thank you, guys.
And tonight we have 3 comics that have been performing for the last 5 weeks. Tonight is their last as comic in residence, where they're doing 5 new minutes each week, just for the audience who watches this show, and maybe a little bit for them, because at the end of the 6-week run, they have a ton of new material that I hope that they get to use for shows that actually pay them money. That would be ideal. Our first comic who we have to say goodbye to tonight is our friend from Chicago, Illinois. And I'll let the cool transition slide let you know who it is. We love having you here. So you do it. You go.
Yeah.
I'm here live from Harry Potter's broom closet. Thank you for having me. I've had a lot of fun. I feel like Matt was talking about anti-vaxxers. Like, if he didn't say it, he alluded to it. Do you know how you can tell an anti-vaxxer? Because they desperately want to tell you about why they're anti-vax. I was helping move a friend in. I was in an elevator with a guy, and without warning, he goes, "No one I knows has it." And I was like, "I don't care, dude." And I was like, "Don't worry, I'm vaxxed. Like, no problem." And then he goes, "There's dead bugs in there." And I was like, "Dude, I'm really trying to be chill about this. It's only 3 floors. Like, come on. You're making me not taking the stairs." Yeah, and then he followed us out the door to tell us more facts about the flu shot. And I was like, we never engaged him in conversation. Like, we were never like, "Hey, why aren't you wearing a mask?" We just looked forward. Anyway. It was so intense. I was like, it was very intense. I've wasted a minute on riffing.
His comics never do that.
All right, don't heckle me. Honestly, heckle me more. I need the material. You know what it is? I feel like catcalling is kind of like getting heckled in real life. Like you're just like at the grocery store and someone's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm half white and half Indian. So it's like sometimes I think sometimes I get racist comments, and I think racism is actually like easier to deal with than sexism because like anything you say to a catcaller just turns them on even more.
Oh.
Yeah. Like this. Yeah. Thank you. It snaps.
Right. Yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah, and because like this guy was like catcalling me, and he was like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" And I was like, I got to make him see me as a person. So I go, "Hi. How are you?" He was like, "Ooh, baby, I bet you like to know how I'm doing." I was like, "Ugh." Wrong move. So I had to pivot. I was like, "My dad just died." And he was like, "Ooh, baby, you in the market for a new daddy?"
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, "How are you harder right now?" Like, confusing. Yeah, it's kind of tough being a mixed woman because like anytime you go out to a meal with your dad, you look like his girlfriend.
Oh.
Like during like a midlife crisis, and God forbid you're introverted, you look like a mail order bride. Like if he orders for you, they're like, "Are you safe?" Yes. You're like, "Nah, dude, he's just better at it." And it sucks too, because like a dad and like a sugar daddy they act very, like they're always like twice your age. They always insist on paying, and you always kind of hope you're getting more money out of this deal. You're like, how many times do I have to hang out with you to get a 20? My parents are like my parents never wanted us to have sex growing up, but then also had 8 children. That's like the most extreme example of do as I say and not as I do.
Right.
It was like, and as most hypocrites, I didn't listen. I've been Skyping my parents every single week in this pandemic. And I have no idea how to talk to them. We decided every Saturday that we would Skype. So every Thursday without fail, they forget and they text me, "Sorry we missed our call. Would love to call this weekend." It's always been the plan. And they're so thirsty to call. And then when I call, they can't get off the phone soon enough. Like my mom called me Saturday night, Sunday night, and tonight. And then I eventually was like, "Oh, do you want to talk?" And we didn't talk for 10 minutes. And then she was like, well, she did like the Midwestern goodbye where they like say that you're tired, so they need to go, Like they're like, "Oh, well, I'm keeping you too long, so I'm going to go water my plant." And I was like, I can't read them, you know, like I'll go home, like, you know, remember when we could all go home? It's been years. But like I would go home and my mom would be like, are you gonna be home for dinner? Like I'm gonna make dinner. Like let's be home. I want to eat dinner as a family. And then I go and I cancel plans. I go home for dinner and no one is home. But if I have plans for dinner, my mom will text me throughout that dinner. Sorry you weren't at dinner. Miss you. I'm like, do you want me to be here just so we can all eat pork chops in a room alone? Like, I'm like, I don't know how to be your daughter. Like, am I pleasing you? Like, I want to like be nice to you, but I have no idea how. I don't wear makeup, although I'm told it could help. I think it's pretty funny when someone's like, you look tired. I'm like, I know what you're saying. You know, I feel like they're so indirect about it. But now they're like making like makeup for men, like, you know, like, which is really interesting. So like men can now fill in their beard the way women used to like fill in their eyebrows. Can you imagine going home with a man with a beard and you woke up and he didn't have a beard? You'd be like, oh my God, you ruined my pillowcase. Yeah, I mean, like, I think if he like didn't tell you, like, that's confusing, but I think it'd be even worse if he was chill about it. Like, he'd be like, hey babe, you got any makeup remover? You'd be like, what part of you different? You know, like you went to bed with a sexy lumberjack, you woke up with a senior in high school, you're like, this is real. You know, the cops are taking you away, you're like, I didn't know, officer. This is perfect. I'm just kidding. Women don't get arrested for that. They usually get a Hulu documentary about them. Maybe like a high five in prison. You know, they're like a minor. Nice. There are way too many Hulu expose documentaries. I'm just gonna say right now, I can't keep up with all the things we're exposing. Women's products are really interesting. I mean, because the commercials are just like embarrassing at this point, you know, because like the products never used to work and now they do. So like the advertisement is like, they have to kind of allude to that. They're like, remember how our product never worked? Now it does. Made by a woman. And some of the products are cool. I think they're nice, but some of them I'm like, yeah, a woman was in the room, but I don't think you let her talk. You know? Like I saw this bra where like the pads were like hands that like held up the boobs. Yeah. I'm holding them lopsided. This is actually very accurate. Leads me to my next joke. I wouldn't mind, but the hands just seem like novices, you know? Like they're always holding them too tight and like they're kind of sweaty and they keep asking me if I'm having a good time. You know, like women don't do that. Women don't make products for men, you know? Like I would never design a sports cup for a man because I don't know what it's like, you know? They'd be like, well, did you test it out? And I'd be like, yeah, the soccer ball didn't hurt me at all. You know? It's made out of pure Dixie cups, recyclable. They'd be like, did you at least use your hands? And I'll be like, all right, let's be honest, hand. And no, that's not what I want to do. Because I know where they got this idea, you know? They're like, this is what they want. They want to hoist them up. They want to keep them nice. I watch a lot of trashy reality shows. You know, I like to watch the Kardashians. Their show has gotten worse over the years. I don't know if they're influential at all, but I do know after I watch their show, I always want a salad after. You know, like one time, like a kid in their show, because you know how they have like 17 kids now? Like it's like a dynasty. Like it's like a thriving dynasty, actually. One of the kids was like eating a salad and they like patted it on the head. They're like, good child, you like salad. I was like, okay, this kid likes the dressing. All right. It's just a vehicle The lettuce is a vehicle for the ranch. You know? Like, all of us are okay with fries, but when there's ranch, we finish the fries. It's a vehicle. Okay, I'm going to end on this. I'm a dog walker, and I feel like I've been kind of projecting onto the dog. Like when I write a message to the owner I'm feeling that day is how I'll say the dog was feeling that day. You know? So I'll be like, Frank was pretty tired today. We didn't get very far. Or I'll be like, Waffles was in a bad mood. None of her friends are on her side. Or I'll be like, Juniper was hungover today. She threw up on your couch. But don't worry, I cleaned it up. Anyway, guys, I've been Jessica Misra. Thank you so much for having me.
Humans of the internet, give it up for Jessica Misra.
Jessica Misra from Chicago, Illinois. I have some questions for you, Jessica. Please answer truthfully. Do not expound unless I ask. And I will let you know if you're right or wrong. Waffles with, choose one, strawberries and whipped cream or butter and maple syrup.
Is there no option to put them together?
I can't help you with this, Jessica.
I think just asking that makes it correct because that's what I would do.
Okay,
That's
yeah. If I had to choose waffles, butter and syrup, I'm not a monster.
All right.
I'm not one of these keto,
Now, Jessica, your next question is very important. Do not tell us any more than yes or no. It's a yes or no question. Do you have a celebrity autograph?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Now, I know what I just said. This is the one time. Okay. The one time where I'm going to go throw caution to the wind. Whose autograph do you have?
I'm Shawn Johnson's. I was a gymnast in Iowa at the same time she was, so she would sign stuff.
Oh,
that's so cute.
I don't know who that is.
Oh. You know, she was an Olympic gymnast. She kind of had her, like, everybody was like into her when she was at the Olympics.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's so cool,
I
though.
knew I had heard that name. Unlike you, Andy, I played along like I knew who that person was.
She's like Flojo.
She's on Dancing with the Stars. Okay, well, I don't need to do this.
Okay. You don't need
Actually,
to. You don't
that's
need to.
correct.
Absolutely
correct. Jessica Misra from Chicago, Illinois. I'm going to miss you, but we are going to have you back. Absolutely. Holy shit, that was funny.
Thank
If you are having a good time, why not give us your money so we can give your money to these people?
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Venmo.com / Monday Night Comedy Show or Cash App, which is, what is that nightmare monster? What's a horse? It's a horse. That's the most horrible thing in the world. What the? Does it live in the water or is it? Does it live in a meadow? What is that? My God, give money to Venmo.com / to get that off of the screen. To never show that picture again. We promise we'll never show it if you give us at least $150.
Yeah. Look, we'll send the shorts after you if you don't tip the
Or
comments.
if you prefer Cash App, which is an app where you send cash. Our gang symbol is $MNCS, all in caps. 69.
Yeah.
That those two are from different movies. I think that's Photoshop. I don't think Pennywise is asking for directions at all.
Maybe they're conferring notes, like they're
maybe.
Well, when I'm killing a guy,
Jesus, God, kill it with fire. Well, anyway.
Is that scarier than a whale, Andy?
Nothing is scarier than a whale. Everybody knows that. It's ridiculous that you brought that up. Anyhow, hey gang, let's switch gears for a little bit and watch a video from our friend John Wheeler, local comic here, who runs the Alchemical Cocktail Lounge on YouTube and has new content up usually every week or so. And this is no different. This is the Honest Employee Orientation video. I think you'll like it because it made me laugh. So enjoy. From John Wheeler.
But okay. Well, all right.
Or liquor.
Yeah, that's fine. Hello, and congratulations. Welcome to BizCorp. Your job will be to spend 9 hours a day selling the products that 100% of our revenue comes from. If you think about it, it's the most important job in the entire company, for which you will be compensated the minimum pay legally required by your local government. Because we're a family company. You wouldn't shovel your grandma's walkway and then turn around and demand that she pays for both your food and your shelter? What an ungrateful little grandchild you are. Don't forget to clock out for your half-hour lunch. As the only human being our customers can interact with, you will be held personally accountable for every decision that our company makes. And we make a lot of promises about how willing our minimum wage employees are to bend over backwards for the whims of a customer base that only shops at our store because it's the cheapest option. So I want to see big smiles when you're out on the sales floor. Well, not me personally. We've outsourced the employee surveillance program to a country without labor laws. We aren't allowed to say where, but it's somewhere that isn't afraid of a day of hard work. They'll be watching. Part of your uniform will be special shoes with sponges on the bottom. By optimizing your limited and closely monitored bathroom breaks to keep the hallways clean, we eliminate the need to hire a janitorial staff, which saves BizCorp a tiny amount of money. Aren't you proud of your family? You won't have to worry about paying for your BizCorp brand Lean in Time, Clean in Time scrubbing shoes. BizCorp is happy to subtract that cost electronically from your paycheck. Speaking of electronics, our point of sale system was designed in 1981 and has never been updated. It's fairly complicated, so I would like to take this time to say, hopefully someone will be able to train you in on it sometime during your first couple of shifts. And remember to keep that line moving. Good luck. Now I know that this topic is a little uncomfortable for a lot of people. And BizCorp is known for staunchly rejecting any sort of so-called progressive policies. But it's time to talk about the employee sexual harassment guidelines. Fuck it. It's a great day at the... Here at BizCorp, your life doesn't matter. I live in a van down by the river! Can I interest you in this fucked up broken TV?
Lean in time, clean in time.
That was John Wheeler with the All Chemical Cocktail Lounge. Subscribe and like them on YouTube and on Facebook, and watch all of their video content. We're going to have John Wheeler here in studio at NanoTako Studios in North Minneapolis. Hopefully soon. So, speaking of, if you want to either perform at the Monday Night Comedy Show here in studio tonight, we're having would this be considered a bye week where we?
No, bye week would be like we take the whole week off and the rest of the comedy league continues to do comedy.
That's kind of a. I mean, we're not the only.
It's like a exhibition away game.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means like it doesn't count, but it's
no.
Yes. No, like those are all words that actually fit together when we're talking about sports. Just because you don't understand sports doesn't mean you can make fun of me for not knowing sports.
I think I can.
I mean, you can. It's just you shouldn't.
Hey, I call a truce.
Oh, come to you?
No,
keep coming.
No,
it's not even like you aren't inches away from each other. You can actually.
I didn't need to look. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you could look. Turn your fucking head,
hey,
bro.
You know what would be awesome if we had like a really sweet like intro video for our next comic.
I wish we could go to where
it
Heinz makes ketchup and also pickles, and they made steel and what else?
And there's 3 roads that go over a river, and none of them make sense. And
the Allegheny the Ohio.
Oh yeah,
and the something
The other one.
Monongahela.
Oh,
Those
good
are the
job.
three rivers in Pittsburgh. Yep. My stepmother's from Pittsburgh. I've spent Christmases there.
Oh, cool.
Oh well. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the intro video
Yeah.
to start.
Who's next?
Johnson, everyone! Brandon Johnson!
Yeah! Thanks, guys. In memoriam of my last time here, I decided to go out like a Target employee, so we're in the red. You're welcome. You're all welcome. Yeah, man. It's weird because my birthday's tomorrow, and once you go past 30, for everybody else, it's 29 and maybe below. Right before you hit 30, I'll put this into words you can understand. You guys like the X-Men.
Yeah.
Your 20s are like Wolverine. You go through anything, you bounce back. Healing factor is awesome. Once you reach 30, you turn into Professor Xavier. Like that. So before you turn 30, just get a bottle of ibuprofen or Tylenol. Have that on your nightstand right before you. Because once you turn 30, all that goes, feeling factor goes, mind gets a little bit sharper, but everything else down there, body just collapses, just turns down. Yeah. And thankfully, I'm not one of those people that I just celebrate my birthday on the day, just on the day. I'm not like other people that want to have a birthday month, like women. I'm not going to be like that person because that's a bad staple to have in a friendship, because you're trying to hang out with somebody for the whole month and do a whole bunch of parties. No, once you turn 30, you're happy to get the 3 friends that you have to even go out to watch UFC. Or to try and get them together for brunch and catch up on everything else. Especially if you're the one that doesn't have kids, you're out of a whole lot of relationships. You're out of a whole lot of conversations that everybody else around you is already having. Basically, if you don't have kids by 30, you become the Zach Galifianakis of your wolf pack. I'm just giving. That's once you start to be reflective, and my whole thing is this: I can't hang out with you for the whole month either, because of stuff that gets in our way, like life and rent and mortgage and everything else. So I can't go to every single brunch, every single after dinner thing, every single theme party that you want to have for your whole birth month. Just because your mother might have been in labor for 30 hours doesn't mean you could take 30 days to celebrate your birthday. Okay? And the waiters, God bless them, they're tired. They can't keep on giving you your birthday margarita every single time if they see you 5 days a week. And quite frankly, Cheryl, that's a problem. Okay, you're gonna have margaritas every single day of the week outside, not inside. That's a problem, and you have to just get that address. Just get that address. And it's funny also because my birthday's around 4/20, and I made the mistake of getting into a fast food line behind somebody that was obviously celebrating the holiday a little bit too much. All I want is my food, and then right in front of me is just a whole lot of let me get 2 Big Macs, 4 of fries, and a large Sprite. And I'm like, dude, buddy, we're in Taco Bell. And it's bad because I couldn't get so mad at him because I'll admit, I was in a similar predicament. I don't indulge, but I'm a guy that's above his body mass index, so I will totally go in there and at the wrong time order something the wrong way. Like I will try to get into fast food and then realize it's Chick-fil-A and it's closed on Sundays. That's why I'm the type of guy that, yes, I will go in there and ask for a whole bunch of stuff. If it's not meeting my standards, I will take it back, right in the same line, throwing off like everybody else behind me because you want to my order. And then realize, whoa, wait a minute, I haven't even left the house. Because I was drunk. And instead of the person that I think I'm talking to getting my order straight, it's my dog and my cat licking themselves. And I'm so drunk, I realized I don't even have pets. So I give him a little bit of leeway. I really do. I really do, man. Yeah, it's weird because I live in a place that, due to a lot of other factors, has a lot of deer and just raccoons all around it, thanks to gentrification. So I have to deal with that on our trash day. So I can't leave it outside. I can't, or else some vermin or something else will get into it. So I always have to wake up the same morning of my garbage collection and put it out there so that they could be able to take it away. Now, I'm the type of person that I like to sleep in Black Panther shirt, Flash pants, and then whenever I wake up, I like to throw on some nice Air Maxes. Because that's right, ladies. I like to sleep fresh, wake up fresher. Okay. And one of the most terrible things that happens is sometimes they have a new garbage person comes in and is off the schedule that I'm used to waking up. So I'm used to like waking up, putting out the garbage, waving hi to the guy. On certain holidays, giving them like a 6-pack of Gatorade or Icy Light, or basically it's either beer or Gatorade. That's the only thing I know that garbage collectors like. Okay, I usually give them that at the wrong holidays to make sure we're okay. Right? But then whenever we get the new guy and he's early, I have to like panic and grab as much stuff as I can. That happened to me last week. I had to like wake up. I heard the garbage truck start to pull off, and I was like, oh, got to spring into action. So once again, slid on my Air Maxes, picked up my garbage bags, and started literally running behind the garbage person to try and catch up to him. And I realized to him, I must have scared the hell out of him because I'm running at top speed, just trying to get after him. But then what also made it really weird is that I have neighbors. Don't know a little bit about them, not so much. Found out something about my neighbors I really didn't expect. One in particular, a guy named Steve. Seems like an okay guy. I found out later on during my run to try and throw away garbage that Steve likes to sleep in the nude. So as I'm running towards the garbage, try and toss my garbage in, all of a sudden I see Steve, bits and pieces flopping in his Captain America sandals, running up, catching up behind me. He even got so close, he even whispered in my ear, on your left. And we were running side by side, trying to just throw away our garbage because he was early. It was early, and I realized both of us really must have scared the garbage man, because to him we must have looked like two of the most ghetto Avengers he's ever seen. We're just running, and finally he does like the hard tap to like slow the truck down. We finally catch up to him, toss our garbage up, they take it, they drive away. All right. We've all seen Infinity War. You know, they're all running out to take care of Thanos and everything else. Then the blip happens. We don't see anybody else running back. So that's what me and Steve had to do. Just all of us walking back to our houses. Him with his bits and pieces, me looking like I do. And that's an Infinity War nobody in the neighborhood wanted to see. We were tired. Like, it was quiet, but like, we tried to make a little bit of conversation. And I found out that Steve is a really good cook afterwards, because he ended up inviting me over for breakfast for red velvet pancakes. So I think that morning, instead of taking a walk of shame, I took a little bit of a run of friendship.
Yeah.
I did. So if you guys get anything out of the garbage story that was there, is this: kill every single deer and raccoon that you have in your neighborhood. There's no, they're vermin. They get everything. There's nothing good comes out of it. Nothing. God. Yeah. I am really happy to have been here, and I'll end on this one of my better jokes from the past couple weeks. I'm glad to see people still have their stimulus package. Hope everybody else got their stimmy. Me, I'm the type of person that now I'm going to spend it correctly. Like, I'm going to pay down some bills. I'm going to try and take care of my car. I'm going to get this thing that everybody else has that I want called insurance. I want some of that. But then I called up my cousin and asked him what he was going to do. And he's like, yo, just going to put gold grills in all my pets' mouths. He's like, yeah, man. Putting gold grill in all my pets' mouths. You put a gold grill in a dog's mouth, that's badass. Put a gold grill in a cat's mouth, that's badass. Put a gold grill in a fish's mouth, that's bad bass. Like, dude, don't you know that there's chemicals in the gold that you want to put in your fish's mouth that would kill it instantly, like water and fish tank? It doesn't match. And he was just like, oh, well, bro, still be fresh to death. And I hung up the phone because I couldn't deal with him. Couldn't deal with him. You guys have been nice. As I leave my time in Minnesota, I'll put it into you in terms that you could understand, like I try to every single week. For every single black motorist and pedestrian that you may see, try and treat them as much as possible like Kevin Garnett. Try and treat them as much as possible. A little bit of background. The one and only NBA game that I've seen live is Timberwolves versus Magic, 1999, in the arena. Kevin Garnett grabbed a then career-high 22 rebounds that night, but the real star for them to be able to win in overtime was the late, great Malik Sealy. So if the police officers and so many other people in Minnesota treat so many of them like your Malik Sealys, or treat them like less than instead of like the Kevin Garnetts, and they aren't being the best Tom Gugliotas that they can, or Flip Saunders is, then nobody is going to end up winning. Not racial unity, not on the football field, not on the basketball court. Nobody wins. So continue to be safe. Continue to march, continue to speak out, and make sure that you surround yourself with as many Flip Saunderses and Tom Gugliotas as you can. Those are my parting words. It seems like it's been about 10 minutes, maybe even more. You guys have been exceptional. I enjoy you all. Please tip all of us. Take care of everyone. God bless you all. Good night.
Yeah. Humans of the internet, give it up for Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is your final night, Brandon, and my God, I don't know what to do first, but tomorrow's your birthday, so I have a couple of questions for you. But we have to sing the birthday song. I know you don't celebrate it except the day of. That's weird to me because my birthday is July 10th. If you could get your calendar out and write that down, July 10th.
He only does like a week.
July 10th. It's probably the best ever. July 10th.
But our birthday song.
Our birthday's on
our birthday song.
Our birthday song.
Is not the normal birthday song.
It's not the normal birthday song. That's copyrighted. This one is a free range song. We're not sure who it's by, but it's cute. It's called Stairway to Heaven. And everybody, unmute your microphones and sing along. This is our birthday song to Brandon. So there's a lady shores,
all that glitters is gold, and she's by the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with the world shaking head, what she came for.
The humming.
And she's buying the stairway to heaven. Happy birthday, Brandon.
Thank you. Wonderful. You guys are all
a gentleman never asked how old you'll be, so we'll just say 13 never looked so good.
At least make him 21, dude.
21. What's the legal age to buy a vape pen and some porn? What's that?
We'll just call it 20.
21.
Hey, what's that question in your hand?
A couple questions, Brandon. The weirdest animal you've ever seen?
Duckbill platypus.
Weird. Yes. That's correct because that is a
nobody knows what the hell it is.
I mean,
it's a monotreme, which is a special kind of mammal that's only platypus, basically.
Thank you. One person knows what it is.
It is.
It's weird shit, so I remember it.
I don't get aroused at the show very much anymore.
Anymore.
A monotreme?
Yeah. They have different mammalian glands, so instead of like a nipple, it's like kind of just like an area that the like little platypi lick.
Yes.
They also can barely see in front of their face, and their spurs are poisonous.
Wait, am I allowed to chime in here?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys remember Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the platypus.
Yeah.
He's also a secret agent.
Yes.
I unfortunately have not seen much, if any, Phineas and Ferb.
What?
Yeah.
His arch nemesis is Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Oh. I have a 9-year-old son, and also I'm a child myself. Second question, Brandon Johnson. Do you pay attention to the lyrics, or do you just rock out to the music, or both?
Oh yeah, you got to pay attention to the lyrics. I'm
That's
one of the
correct.
linear note readers. Yeah, you read the linear notes.
Dude, I love reading the liner notes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about that.
Because what if you get mentioned in that, in that era?
They get a Grammy every
to
single
them.
year for somebody that writes the liner notes.
Mhm.
They get a Grammy.
Yeah. Dear Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, you remember me from when we rode that elevator in Minneapolis in 1999. Do you remember? Because I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, all those answers were correct. Brandon Johnson! We're going to miss seeing you week after week, Brandon, but you are definitely welcome back anytime you want. Just hit us up, and if it's too long between us hitting you up, just call me. I'll send you my number. It's your birthday tomorrow. Birthdays are so fucking rad. You know who else has birthdays, Jason?
Oh, it's someone that used to do magic, but is just funny now, but probably sometimes does magic still, but is gonna be up next in a promo.
Stop putting
Magic.
me in a box.
I said used to.
It's David Harris.
Yay!
Yay!
Hello, sir.
David.
David.
Mike's muted.
Hello, David.
David? Can you hear us?
He's fucking with us right now. He is fucking with us right now.
Please tell me you can hear us.
He hasn't even
This
said
is
anything.
half the set.
He's
guys.
just listening to us. Oh my God.
This is commitment
He's
to a
pulling
band.
the Monday Night Comedy Show. My God. He's diabolical.
Unless he just literally can't
Hi,
hear us.
David.
I'm convinced he's fucking with us.
This is
It's a really
a
good
bit.
poker face if he is.
Magically,
No, he's
and then he
fucking with us.
disappears.
No, is he? I don't know.
Oh, no, he disappeared.
David?
You make one crack about him being a magician.
David?
Literally
I don't know how the
disappears.
internet works. Is he
That's
in there?
No.
oh.
There he is.
He's not-
Get him.
David,
He's not
can
gonna
you
be a
hear
friend
us?
David!
anymore, guys.
David
Disappear?
Harris!
Who's the magician now?
David!
Boom!
Told
Boom!
you he was fucking with us.
Ta-da!
Yes!
Ta-da!
Yeah, it's so weird. I was gonna say that video made me look so much cooler than I am, and then I just wasn't there, and that was back to normal. So
Right on.
it kind of worked
Right on.
out. No, it's great to be here for the third time. And no, I have to apologize to Brandon because when I was in line in front of you, I tend to overthink things at the drive-thru. I do that. I do. I wasn't high. It's just I'm overthinking it. I need to be high, and then I'll worry about that. I overthink everything. That's my problem. Work, family, relationships, the dollar menu. I walk in there when I go in, or before COVID, I'd be like, yeah, can I get a cheese, ham? I'm going to Wendy's. Thanks. That's my thing. But yes, speaking of COVID, Andy said, you want to come into the studio? I said, I'm not ready yet. Give me another pandemic. And then after that, I'll be ready. I'm not ready yet. I'm still worried about all the people I killed from the flu for not getting my shot. So 13 people. I worry about that. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing that people could die from the flu, and then COVID happened. I'm like, all right. I better start wearing a mask all the time, even when COVID's over. But yeah, I do. I don't like shots though. That's why I didn't always get a flu shot. To be honest, I've always been kind of what's the word? Weak. Yeah. I would always go in there and I'd be worried about, like, I don't know, the needle, I guess. And my mom, and my mom would be in there with me and she'd be like, yeah, remember when we got you in? Because like one time I went in for a hepatitis B shot, which sounds, by the way, like an STD. It's not. I have an STD, but that's not what that is. It's for liver, I guess. So I went in for a hepatitis B shot and I came out with stitches. and my mom's like, remember when that happened? I'm like, you don't need to announce it at the reunion. I'm like, there are girls here. I mean, not anybody I'm going to date, but this is I need to look like half a man at least. Yeah, so I did. I went in there and I sat on the I want to call it the operation table because that's basically what needed to happen to my lip that I bit after I It's not an examination table to me. It's like, no, that's the table of repair. I'm like, and so yeah, I came in. They're going to give me the shot. This was when I was like 10, also last week. But they were going to give me the shot, and I was sitting on the table, and then they gave me the shot, and I passed out. I bit my lip, and then I came to, and I got stitches. So that was really fun. And then my mom always has to remind me about it, and which probably because I've reminded everyone else about how she's insane too. So it kind of runs in the family, you know. This is the international symbol for insanity. Usually it goes like this, though. But yeah. Then when I was a few years ago, I'd been getting flu shots off and on. I'm like, all right, I'll tough it up. And I went in for a shot, and no stitches this time, but there was a nurse there, and well, my mom, before I went, she goes, "You should tell them you need to lie down." I'm like, I'm not going to be like, "Your baby Daisy needs to lie down." You know, so I was like, I went in there and I was like, my mom told me I need to sit down. It's probably best. And the nurse was like thrown off a little bit right away. And I said, no, I said, I might pass out. She goes, really? And then I passed out almost to like prove it to her. I'm like, oh, I'll show you. And then I woke up. And there were like 4 doctors, 3 nurses, all standing over me. I felt like freaking Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, but like in reverse. You know, I was like, you weren't there, and you weren't there, and you weren't there. There's no place like the hospital. No place like a line of health. But yeah, I didn't have stitches that time. I just passed out and threw up. So. Progress. Yeah, it's progress. Exactly. I'm moving forward. Then I went to get a COVID shot, which I do recommend, by the way. And I'm still like, oh God. All right, I'll go in there, and I'm sitting there, and I sat down, and then they gave me the shot, and I was starting to feel woozy. I go, I need to get up and go get some air. And they're like, no, you need to sit down. I'm like, do you have a freezer I can stick my head into? Or ice cream or something. And then some nice lady from Walmart. By the way, it was in the Walmart section, the Walmart glasses section of the store. I was like, I don't need to put those on and see a bigger needle. I do not need to do that. So I was like, do you? And then I was hot, and the lady came over, and she brought this little tiny fan. One of the staff members, so nice, and she stood it, but it didn't reach me because it was so tiny and the cord was so short. I'm like, forget it. Yeah, that's the end of that story. There's no end there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about my dad's a little crazy. My family's crazy. I don't even know what minute I'm on. Can anybody tell me? I forgot to hit the button. What?
We don't know.
Go ahead.
No, I thought you said 9. You're like, wrap it up, Harris. Wrap it up.
I've only done that to you like once.
You're like, you didn't listen the first time. You son of a bitch. No, my dad has some mental things going on too. Growing up, he would I don't know if it was OCD or PTSD or whatever, but my mom would call him, that's your dad's fanaticism. Because it was like undiagnosed, or it might have just been his quirks. My mom was like, no, it's his fanaticism. So I'm like, so he's crazy? And she's like, fanaticalism. I'm like, all right, so terrorism. But yeah, he was, like we would be in the family car getting close to my house in the middle of summer. My dad would turn the air off and slow down the car before we got to the driveway. I'm like, and my mom would start hitting him, not like but she'd be like, Alan, and give him a little smack. And then I would take her side and I'd hit him. I'm like, yeah. And then I'd choke. I'm like, let the lady have some air. Let the lady have some air. And then my dad, and we didn't understand why he was doing it, but it was just his fanaticism. Like, he's like, I'm preparing. We're like, what, to die? It's hot as hell. And he's like, no, I'm preparing to land the vehicle. Like, what? It's not a plane. It's not a 747. It's a 1985 Oldsmobile. I guess it's big. You could land it, but if it is a plane, can we get some air nozzles in here? It's hot as hell. And my mom didn't know how to deal with it and like try to talk to him because he wouldn't have it, or because he was in his own quirky mind about it. And so when he'd start turning the stuff off, like he'd turn off the air, roll up the window. One time he popped the trunk for no reason. My mom would start mocking him. And then I didn't know how to deal. So I would just start mocking her, mocking him. I'm like, whoops, I just threw off my did you guys see that shit go flying? I was like, I want to get my headphones to go flying during this. Now I don't know if that was funny. Shit. And we're like, Dad, and then we eventually found out, we're like, Dad, why are you, what's going on? And eventually he's like, I don't want hot air on me when I turn the car back on. And we're like, well, we don't want hot air on us now while the car is on. Isn't that right, Jackie? That's my sister. I was like, Jackie? Oh, I thought you passed out. You were just looking at the window. Well, do I have time for one more, or am I over?
Sure. One more.
Go for it.
One more. Okay. Thank you. That's not it. If you haven't picked it out, picked it out is how I say it. You're welcome. I am Jewish, and I actually grew up in an all Jewish block in New Hope, Minnesota. So Jew Hope, Minnesota, and my best friend was actually Christian because he had a pool and a hot mom. Sometimes she'd go in the pool. Holy shit. Anyway, it's not what I came here to talk about today. Her name was Joy Wright. There, I am done. Super wrong, but super right. You guys know what I mean. But not that my Christian friends weren't nice, but they were harder to get along with. Like, because they were sometimes. Or did I say my Jewish friends were hard to get along with? That's what I meant. Did I say that?
You said Christian friends were hard to get along with.
No, my Jewish friends were hard to get along with. Christians were great. They were nice. My Jewish friends were like jerks sometimes. And I didn't know how to defend myself. So I'd be like, my friend Dan would like cheat when we play Monopoly. And I'm like, I see you put the 500s on the board. And he'd be like, nah. And you can't argue with a nah. I couldn't. I was like, nah. He's like, I'm like, I'm going over to John's. He's like, nah. Like, yeah, okay. And then of course I just stayed there because I wanted to play with him. That sounds weird, but I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And so like, but I didn't really know how to stand up. And my friend Nate would like instigate crap. You know, that friend that was always be like, let's go light your dad's fireworks before he gets home. I'm like, Nate, we gotta wait. And he's like, come on, don't be a wuss. So I'd be like, fine, one. And then we blow up our neighbor's shed. Like, that's freaking like half the yard's tarred. I don't know. There's more to that story, but you know what? We have more comics. Did you like that transition?
Yeah, that was good. Really great.
Was good.
All right. It's not how you
humans of the internet. Give it up for David Harris.
David Harris! From parts Parts unknown in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I know he's in North Minneapolis.
I'm hidden. I'm actually from the internet.
He lives. He's a cyberpunk. Hey, David, 2 questions for you, both very important. So please tell the truth for posterity. If you found $50, would you save it, spend it, or try to find its owner?
Is this a Jew joke?
God damn it.
The next one is.
I would. I would, of course. Well,
I would, of course.
I would leave it. Yeah. I would just leave it for someone else to take and not take it myself. Is what I'm supposed to say.
That's
well, it depends on where it found it, like if it's like, if it was on the ground in a park, I might take it. But if it was like in a cab, I'd be like, give it to the cab guy. But I might, I don't know. Is that the right answer?
Yeah, exactly right. Yes.
That's a reasonable answer.
David, no, this one gonna split the room. But what do you always lose? Your socks, ponytail holders, or pens?
Well, obviously my ponytail holders.
That is right, David Harris.
Yes.
Mister, where's my ponytail?
I meant to wear one tonight, and then you could see more of my sweat, but it didn't really.
Were you rehearsing? Got another joke and it flew out.
Alina says you're a mensch, David Harris. That's what Alina says.
She's hired. She's hired.
Yes, she is.
I'm not even hiring, but she's hired.
One more time for David Harris. Let's watch another video. This time it's from Joey Hamburger, a local comic here in the Twin Cities. I just came across it because I subscribe to his channel. So when you go to YouTube, of course you're going to subscribe to the Alchemical Cocktail Lounge, but you're also going to look up Joey Hamburger because he has some fantastic videos too. Please enjoy this. It's called Some.
We're very excited about this one.
You should be. It's quite a treat.
We love natural wine.
Les Pontiques au Natural.
I'm sorry?
It's a French saying. It means the natural grape tastes just like a grape.
Oh! I'm getting like a pear. Like a pear taste.
It tastes totally like pear.
It tastes just like a pear.
And leaves.
It tastes just like leaves.
What do you think it tastes like?
A carpet. Carpet squares. Youth group carpet of a church basement. Flat Coca-Cola. I'm drinking Coca-Cola. It's almost gone, but some of it's mixed with the ice, but I'm still drinking it, and it's cold. The AC is on, but so is the fan. And I'm crying into the carpet, which is why I taste the carpet and the Coca-Cola because it's spilled. And I'm all alone, and I realize that everyone that I know and I love someday is gonna die. And then I'm gonna be all alone until it goes black for me, and then my brain is gonna be worm food. And pear. I'm definitely tasting pear.
Oh my God. Me too.
And leaves.
That was some.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
So good. Now, to be a part of either the studio audience when we have them here at NanoTako Studios, or to perform, all you have to do is have one of these bad boys and at least be 50% filled out. And also, your name doesn't have to be Andrew, but see that, July 10th?
That's good.
Doesn't have to be all the way filled out, but at least 50% filled out to be a part of the studio audience. Because when we're not talking to you on the mic, we're wearing something called a mask. You should be familiar with it. Ooh, I'm blurry. It's like
It's probably because you put the big white thing in front of the camera and messed it up.
Oh, so we're gonna swing it back on me.
There you go.
Okay, this is fine. There we go. Here we go.
Hey.
See.
Hey there.
Do we have any like filters on this where I can like turn myself into like a 7 blur wise? So it's my, you know.
Let's look at some other people.
I don't want to look at other people. I want to look at me. Okay, fine. All right. Everybody who's
angle,
on the
though.
show.
There you go.
Oh, Kruger! Look at that. Kruger's nice and Kruger's so crispy. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just jump on his camera.
I'm gonna get him out of.
Just go and blur him
This
out.
is my card.
Stop putting things on the camera.
That was such a CC.
Your personal vendetta is ruining the show again.
Okay, real close. So
Fucking
okay,
nerd.
I'm gonna sit still. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, you want to go to New York with me?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Let's all go. We're gonna sleep on our futon. Play that funky intro. Is it?
B? It's coming.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I got dumped for being a feminist.
Oh.
Weird. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I was dumped because we weren't really dating. We were fucking for about a week. We're doing a lot of sex jokes tonight, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Yeah. So this one evening we're texting because we're not together. When we're together, we're not talking. And it comes up that he's boycotting this this grocery store, right? He's boycotting it because of what he calls a sexist commercial. I won't go through the whole commercial for you. Basically, it ends with the words, "Thank you, Mama, that you are not Papa," which he's very offended by. And so he sends me this commercial accompanied with the phrase "get woke," which I mistook for playful, although the all caps should have tipped me off. And I responded with "calm down, snowflake," and his brain exploded. He was like, "That is not a snowflake. That is not what snowflake means. Snowflake is someone who is offended by something that is not offensive." And I'm just like, "Yep, that is how I used it." And so he goes on to say that like feminism is a hate group, and I'm still just like doing a bit. It's like he say like he can't be a feminist because he believes in equality. And so what I do is I send him the dictionary definition of feminist, just someone who believes in equality of the sexes. And he replies with, "Dictionary definitions are meaningless," which no, they're not. No, they're not. Like, you know, like I'm communicating my thoughts to you with a series of sounds that have symbols. These symbols can be gathered together in groups and then compiled in a book that we all have access to. That is not by accident. Now you can't go into a restaurant and order a hamburger, and when they bring you chopped meat on bread, you're like, "That is not a hamburger. A hamburger is noodles with sauce," and I am the only one brave enough to say that in this piece. And all the people all around the world who we call ourselves feminists, what does this guy think we have better access to? The dictionary or his brain? You know? And although I should probably swap that. I should probably say his brain or the dictionary. Anyway, although in fairness to him, I probably could have looked it up on Reddit. Yeah. I feel really bad for in all this. The gender war is Pepe the Frog. He didn't ask for any of this. He just wanted to feel good, man. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I think I actually might be kicked out of feminism because I masturbate to UFC fights. Yeah, I like to imagine that there are these two men and they're from a fight to the death over me, and then one of them's gonna throw me over his shoulder and bring me back to his hut and fill me with his DNA. And I don't know what wave of feminism that is, but I don't think it's the current one. I really do want it both ways, though. You know, it's terrible. I want it both ways. I want you to like pull my hair and slap my ass and read the Gertrude Stein essay that I keep mentioning. I have to. I want to apologize to all the other women on the earth because I'm the one who's been encouraging the dick pics. I'm really sorry. I like it. Because here's my problem is that I remember phone sex and I remember how awkward phone sex was. And I just prefer the picture swapping so much to phone sex because I am too honest for phone sex. You know, I'd be on the phone with him. He'd be laying it on thick with the baritone, talking about his throbbing cock or whatever. And I'd be like, he'd be like asking me what I'm doing. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm eating Teddy Grahams. You like that, baby? You like it when I eat Teddy Grahams? Honey, chocolate, cinnamon, I got all the flavors. Yeah. Even fruit punch. Yeah, I know it's discontinued. I got it on eBay. Oh no, some crumbs are getting into my sweatsuit. Oh, they're sticking to my maxi pad. That's me. That's my impression of myself having phone sex. I find it impossible. I've been trying to use the dating apps, and I find it really, really difficult to meet someone like that. Like this one guy I was talking to asked me if I wanted to meet up and cuddle. And that is simultaneously more and less than I want to do with a stranger. There are two acceptable options when you say, what do you want to do to someone on Tinder? And cuddle is not one of them. The options are, I don't know, you want to get a drink or something? And fuck your fucking face off. Cuddle is not in the realm of Tinder responses. And I want to say regarding Tinder and people on Tinder, Star Wars is not a personality. Harry Potter is not a personality. Disney is a personality, but it's the personality of a child murderer. Okay. I used to get pissed at my mom for telling me that I couldn't, telling me that I should marry a rich man, and now I think I'm too old. I'm at a weird age where I have friends with hot dads and friends with hot sons. Yeah. I remember, if you guys keep laughing, I'm not going to be able to finish my 5 minutes. These are just shock laughs. They're worthless to me. They're valueless laughs. No. Yeah. I remember when my first. Okay, I'm gonna skip that joke. So I fucked an 18-year-old, and because after my husband dumped me, I fucked everybody, and so I mean, like I'm old enough to be his mother. Go through the math. I mean, me being his mother is not great. It's like, that's not a lot of great years for me. That's, you know, me getting drunk at the 9th grade dance and ended up working at the Stop and Shop, but like technically impossible. So I meet Tinder because where else am I going to meet an 18-year-old, right? And he's never met anyone up on Tinder before because he's 18. And he's like all nervous. He's like, oh, I don't know if I should meet up. I don't know. I'm so scared. Like, how do I know you're not a creep? You know that I am a creep. An adult woman talking to an 18, that is all that you know. If you're okay with this level of creepiness, like there's nothing worse about it. I don't have a box of skinned kittens or anything. Like that is I had this realization that I have made the switch from like being the person on Tinder who needs to be careful about who I meet up with to being the person that you need to be careful. And he was a virgin, which was a very high value target in my twisted game of Big Buck Hunter. My sexuality based primarily out of gender-based vengeance. So first time we talked, I kept thinking like, sweet boy, turn away, turn off and go to sleep. The one thing, he was really sweet. The first time we met up, he brought me flowers and chocolates.
Oh,
nice.
He was a really sweet boy. He was really, really sweet. There's only one thing that bothered me about him, and that was that he kept calling me a MILF. I'm not a MILF. I have no children. My shit is still tight, you know? And I remember thinking like, but that's all he knows of on porn. You know, on porn, there's only two categories of women. There's teen and MILF. There's no healthy old woman category. Like, whatever. I'm almost done, guys. I promise. I didn't set out to fuck out 18-year-olds, but you don't have a lot of options when you're my age, which is 37. I did the math for you. Like, guys in their 50s want to fuck me. But like once you get below the 15 years age gap, they're like, swipe left, grandma. Until you get back down to the 18, 19-year-olds, and they're just like, I don't care, I just want to fuck, I don't care. So I actually went out with this guy for a couple months. He was incredibly sweet. But then I had to break it off with him, and I'll tell you why. Anal sex is like a tuna salad sandwich. I almost never want it, but when I do, it's all I can think about. And you know, the thing with dating what is essentially a child is that whatever sexual hangups and quirks and kinks he has in the future are going to be your fault. I could not handle the idea of turning him into the anal guy.
Yeah.
Talking to him on Tinder, and he's like, "Oh yeah, where are you from? Do you like anal?" And you're like, "I have not even finished typing New York yet." So anyway, I was terrified of turning him into the anal guy. So I broke it off with him, and I ate a tuna salad sandwich. All right. That was much more than my time, but thank you guys for putting up with it. Thank you very much.
Humans on the internet, give it up for CC Hexa.
CC Hexa from Long Island, New York. My God.
Thank you.
We have two questions for you, CC.
All
But I
right.
have some skin kittens. You said the term skin kittens, and I want to learn more.
I was just ripping. I said skinned. Like I was just thinking of the worst possible
I
thing.
thought you said just skin singular.
No, it's not like some kink thing, but it totally.
Okay.
Come out, skin kittens.
That makes more sense. Two, fruit punch Teddy Grams. Now,
it's a real thing.
Trust me, I know, because I went to Yahoo Answers. I did, because I was like, you know, I vaguely remember the fruit punch flavor of Teddy Grams, which shouldn't exist in nature or even in this plane of reality. And the question was, from a decade ago, it doesn't even say a date, it just says a decade ago, where did the fruit punch Teddy Grams go? And there are two Yahoo Answers. Thankfully, they're brief. As you know, I like to meander. There's no such thing as fruit punch flavored Teddy Grams. Maybe you're, Y-O-U-R, confusing something up.
Obviously an expert in their field.
Indeed. That was from LV7 1 decade ago. And then Anonymous, because, well, you know, from a decade ago in all caps. That doesn't even make sense. ... There's no such thing as fruit punch flavored Teddy Graham or graham cracker or even cookie. It just doesn't happen that way.
Oh no.
Angry.
So I just want you to know that I am on your side. I vaguely remember the fruit punch Teddy Grahams. If
I am
anybody
so
has
sure of it.
physical proof of them existing, all you need to do is just message us, and we will vindicate.
Fruit punch Teddy Grahams. I found mixed berry. I just Googled fruit punch Teddy Grahams.
Are the actual fruit punch, or is it?
Internet's better in
I
New
love
York.
it.
Andy.
I love this. The internet is better in New York. I have 2 questions for you, Cece.
Yes.
Worst chore ever? What's the worst chore?
Doing the
Household
dishes.
chore. Oh,
Doing the dishes? Yeah, they
that's-
suck. They
yeah.
fucking suck. If you could, what would you splurge on?
Food, always food.
That's correct. CC Hexa in New York. You're gonna join us next week too. That was CC. That was such a good set.
Wait, am I back next week? I thought you guys
Yes.
had a special thing next week.
Yes, but you're a part of that special thing
But you're
because
special.
CC, you have been with us since pretty much the beginning of the pandemic. We've never actually met you in person. We've only known you through streaming shows, and it's you and Katie Zane from Chicago and Brittany Alexis from Pittsburgh is going to join us next week as well. Because we absolutely adore you. And
Thank you.
yeah. One more time for CC Hexa.
Yeah.
Now, as I mentioned, we have 3 comics that we had to say goodbye to tonight because it is their final night as comic in residence, and all 3 of them have, from Jessica to Brandon and our next comic, fucking amazing jobs. All new material is no easy feat, and you guys make it look so fucking easy. And that's what I love about this silly idea of doing 5 new minutes each week. It's a challenge for you guys, but the people who benefit the most are the audience. And I've absolutely loved watching every single week. Every single comic who have been doing it has done such a great job. We haven't had a shitty comic yet do comedy at the show. And that's rare because this show can be terrible. Just terrible. Oh,
sometimes it's beautiful how terrible.
Oh, it's like it's like a Monet that you never knew existed. Oh, shit, just absolute shit. Just
But we don't like talking about those shows.
I do. Anyhow, but we'll talk about that next week at our 14th anniversary. Yeah. But here to complete her 6 weeks as comic in residence, please welcome from the great state of Pennsylvania. Well, just watch the slide. You will be the judge.
Thank you. Andrew said that you haven't had a bad comic yet, and I'm like, challenge accepted. Now's my time. I really, really appreciate you guys for having this safe virtual show throughout all of quarantine. Let's just give it up for Andrew and everyone how did it happen. I mean, it's really been a godsend. I mean, COVID has certainly given "you'll be paid an exposure" all new meaning for me. Just nice to be somewhere safe. Quarantine's been weird. I actually got dumped at the beginning of quarantine, just to feel something. It's like, oh, didn't even notice that society was on the verge of collapse because this hurts so bad. We're starting out sad, and then we're going to go uncomfortably raunchy. That's the trajectory of my.
All right. Yes.
So I actually bought I got tricked by a Facebook ad into buying asshole deodorant so that I didn't have to wear underwear when I work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked recently and I saw that it had caffeine as the main ingredient. It's like, oh, this is why my ex got so cranky when he couldn't eat my ass. I used to think he cheated on me, but now I prefer to think of it as switching to decaf. It's weird for me being single because a lot of people are like surprised that I don't like to be degraded in bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a ukulele comedian with bangs. I'm degraded enough in life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, turns out fucking you, degrading enough. Thank you. I am actually seeing somebody now who I'm really happy with, and we actually have a really cute, meet cute. You know those stories where it's like, oh, I didn't even realize he was right under my nose the whole time. So I was like on the couch with my best friend, watching a movie, just like we have every week for the past however many years. And we were under a blanket and our feet touched. And all of a sudden there was just this current, just instant chemistry, all of this sexual tension that I had never felt before. And I'm freaking out. In my head, I'm like, oh my God, what we do next could change the trajectory of our entire futures. Holy shit, what a moment. And then the movie ended and I lifted the blanket and I realized that my foot had been touching a decorative pillow. So the next day I got on Tinder and then I met Jack. I mean, it's going really well. The problem though is that his name is Jack.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Jill. He sounds like I made him up. His name is literally Jack McMahon. What's your boyfriend's name, Jill? Jack. Jack McMahon. Nursery rhyme McReal boyfriend. I can't believe he goes to a different school. I knew he was special because after our first virtual date, we talked for 3 hours and he was like, I just want to let you know, after talking to you for a few hours, I'm not seeing any red flags. Ew. I was like, yeah, you are not a good listener. I am double vaccinated now. Thank you. And I do believe that the vaccine has a microchip in it. But I'm excited for that. I get lost all the time. This is gonna be great. It's really going to put my mom's mind at ease. My mom is a very anxious person, which is weird because I'm so zen. I'm not. No, I don't think she ever developed object permanence. As kids, we couldn't play peekaboo. She would just call out an Amber Alert. Actually, when I was visiting Minneapolis, I went on a date and she was like, I need you to text me so I know you haven't been kidnapped. So I text her from the date. I'm like, hey, I'm on the date. Everything's fine. And she's like, how do I know this is really Jillian texting me? So I just start trying to tell her things that like only I would know, but nothing could put her mind at ease. Eventually, I end up having to text her my full social security number, and then she stole my identity. In retrospect, it was an amazing grift. So I've been making my living-ish doing stand-up for bachelorette parties, which I consider my civic duty to bachelorette parties out of gay bars.
Yeah.
We all have our roles to play.
Yeah.
But I'm in a wedding now. I'm the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding. And what I didn't know, do you guys know this? That part of a bridesmaid's job, you have to hold the bride's dress while she pees.
Oh, yeah.
I did not sign on for this. Like, if I wanted to get pissed on wearing a ball gown, I would just reply to my Instagram DMs.
Yes.
At least they're willing to pay.
Yeah.
So I am in a happy relationship now. But before, I feel like everyone I dated fell on like either side of a spectrum, like was either a total asshole or a total pussy. I'm just, I'm looking for something between an asshole and a pussy. I'm looking for that sweet spot. I'm looking for a taint. I wrote a song about it.
Yes.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever written. Where's my taint? Where's my taint? Where's my taint? I can tell you where he ain't, where he ain't, where he ain't. He ain't in my pussy, oh no, no, no. He ain't in my asshole either, though. Guess he's somewhere in between, and that is A-okay with me, waiting for my taint. Gotta find my taint, waiting for my taint. Thank you, kid. That was the best thing I've ever done. I love you all so much.
Humans on the internet, give it up for Jillian Markowitz.
Jillian Markowitz. Oh, thank you so much. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My God, what a wonderful show we had tonight. I want to thank everybody, and let's clap for everybody we've seen tonight. Matt Doima, Jessica Misra, Brandon Johnson, David Harris, Cece Hexa, Jillian Markowitz. And keep that applause going for everybody here at NanoTako Studios. Look, they're somewhere.
Thank you.
And V is somewhere, and that's Kruger. Look at Kruger.
I have my
Look
own
at
camera.
Kruger.
I have my
Look
own-
at Kruger.
Dude, I have my
Look
own
at
camera.
No, look at my camera because I'm pointing. Look at me.
There
Look
he
at
is.
me. Look at Kruger. I'm not really touching him, but it looks like I am from my camera point of. Look at. Oh
This
boy,
is-
why do I have a show? Nobody knows.
Yeah,
14
you-
years. We've been doing this
Wow.
for 14 years. Gadzooks. What? Next week is going to be so much fun, but unfortunately, you can't come and sit in the audience because it's all full up. Them's the breaks here at NanoTako Studios. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning or message us real quick on our Facebook page to request a reserved seat here in studio, which we can. We just ask that you have a vaccination card. I'm not going to make myself blurry. I'll make Kruger blurry. There's Kruger. Look at it. Blurry motherfucker. Anyhow, but we have a bunch of really fun comics coming in studio. Please go to the event page on Facebook. If I haven't invited you, they only let me invite 500 people. And I'm pretty sure I invited all of them, and most of them live in Indiana. So I don't, if I didn't invite you, it's not because I don't want to, it's because literally Facebook can't. They won't let me. But you have the power to go and say, fuck it, I'm going. I'm not just interested. I'm going.
And then I'll share it with my friends.
And then I'll share it with my friends.
All
and
my
family.
friends. Even the ones I don't like that hate comedy, because the Monday Night Comedy Show has the power to turn things around. So that's what I'm going to do. That's all I got to say. You can go back to Andy now.
Turn you around. You talk.
Yeah. That's how
I've had a lot of fun tonight. I don't care
Hell
what you
yeah.
say because it's all about me. It always has been for 14 years. So it is Brandon's birthday tomorrow, and I actually forgot. Jillian, I have a couple questions for you. What's more fun, a sleepover or a party?
Sleepover.
Excellent answer. That's absolutely true. And do you know how to yo-yo?
No.
The disgust. God, no. Who yo-yos? Dear God.
Jillian, I hate to
Fantastic.
end your run here with a bit of negativity, but that is wrong. You do know how to yo-yo. Wow.
She's as surprised as
she
you
is like she's like regional champion. I mean, she's gone to state 5 times.
I'm so full of surprises.
She's on her wall is just a bunch of yo-yo trophies. She's just in denial. Anyway, I'm in denial because tonight our show is done. But I want to thank everybody at NanoTako Studios, which includes Mercy Victor, Kat, Jeff, Shane, Whitney, Carly, everybody here at NanoTako Studios, and here from the Monday Night Comedy Show on behalf of J Money the motherfucking Hawk Cacaw and St. May of the Underground in her Twin Peaks Red Lodge backdrop. We love all of you, and we love every single one of you, comics and audience who has joined us tonight. So thank you. Stay awesome and watch our 14th anniversary show next week. We would love to have you. Thanks for making us laugh. All right, love you. Be safe.
You.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.